Yo, what up? It's Amaj back here in another video, and today we're about to be watching another WWE video, and it's by Cultaholic Wrestling, and it's going to be on 10 WWE Castoffs who did well in TNA, man. I wasn't even sure if you would call Jeff Hardy a castoff because, like, that nigga just a huge star in both of them, but I just see him in the thumbnail, but let's get into it.
Campbell from Cultaholic Wrestling, and these are 10 WWE castoffs who thrived in When Raven showed up in WWE in the fall of 2000, Scott Levy fully expected his career to reach previously unseen heights. Needless to say, things didn't quite turn out as he had hoped. Raven's first year in the company featured some memorable moments, including a strong run in the hardcore.
It was like so fucked up back then.
The usual 90-day no-compete clause in order to go directly to TNA. Thrown right into the thick of things, he attacked top heel Jeff Jarrett during his debut and worked his first TNA match against the Sandman just a few weeks after leaving WWE, after which he was placed right in the thick of the NWA World Heavyweight title scene. Revitalized in his new surroundings, Raven would ultimately win the title at Slammiversary 2005. He'd stick around for another few years and then return for brief runs in the future. Number 9, Ron the Truth Killings.
Yo, that's fucking good, man, because like Raven was treated like dog shit in WWE. He was there and like treated semi well, but like you got that promo by Stone Cold Steve Austin, nevermore. He said, who's the Raven? Like, bro, that nigga, they was just humiliating that nigga.
The WWE career of Ron Killings got off to a positive start when the young upstart was given the name K-Quick and paired up with the Road Dogg. The tag team didn't get rowdy for long, sadly, as Brian James was fired just a couple of months into their run together. K-Quick was still in the mix, but it was evident that WWE didn't see a big future for him as a singles performer, treading water on shows like Jacked and Heat. With a bunch of new guys coming over for the invasion, Killings was deemed surplus to requirements and released. The creation of TNA allowed him to show that he could be a major singles player. With a chip on his shoulder, Ron the Truth Killings, initially called K-Crush, debuted on TNA's first weekly pay-per-view, and on their 8th show, beat Ken Shamrock to become NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. Working for the company for the next 5 years, Killings would have another run as World Champ and a couple of reigns as Tag Team Champ before leaving in 2007 and rejoining WWE, where he has been ever since, except for that bit in 2025 where he got released for 10 minutes. But we won't talk about.
See, that proves that R-Truth could be taken as like a whole serious threat, but like they keep forcing him into this little comedy role. I know he doesn't mind it, but like I feel like he could just do more. Even if he's 50 right now, he could have they could have did way more with Ron, bro. Like they had it. He was lit when he came back from being fired, but they just decided to turn it into squat. But see, this just proves that if person goes to another company, they will invest in them.
That. Number 8, Gail Kim. Few WWE stars win a championship in their debut match, but Gail Kim joined that exclusive club when she won a Battle Royal to become Women's Champion on the June 30th, 2003 episode of Raw. Alas, it was a false start, as Kim dropped the title to Molly Holly a month later in just her second televised defense. WWE never quite figured out what to do with Gail, who got lost in the shuffle after turning heel. In an era where WWE placed more emphasis on stuff like the Diva Search competition, rather showcase her skills as a wrestler, and in 2007 and 2008 had a groundbreaking series of matches with Awesome Kong. WWE scooped her up again, though her second stint was barely better than her first, and she returned to TNA once more. In 2016, the 7-time Knockouts champion became the first female inductee into the TNA Hall of Fame. Number 6.
They had a chance 2 times and he still didn't do anything with her. But I mean, I'm still saying, I guess like that's still around like the era when they were just treating women like objects, and that's fucked up. They're just treating them as like some sort of sex symbol like throughout those years, and not that shit didn't change until like 2014 to 2015. Like really, they were taking like wrestling semi-serious, well, women's wrestling series like back in 2008 to 2010 a little bit, but it was still like it still wasn't there.
7. Matt Morgan. Standing 6'10" and weighing in at around 300 pounds of beefy muscle, Matt Morgan was always, at the very least, going to get a shot in WWE. A standout basketball prospect who had tryouts with various NBA teams, Morgan was a favorite of Ohio Valley Wrestling head honcho Jim Cornette, who dubbed Morgan the Blueprint after the big man signed a WWE developmental deal, having had to withdraw from the second season of Tough Enough due to injury. Called up to the main roster before he was ready, Morgan was sent back to OVW, then brought back to SmackDown as the stuttering bodyguard of Carlito. Their alliance was short-lived, and Morgan was released soon after. Matt resurfaced in TNA, a promotion. Morgan's best moment was probably the genuinely great match he had with Kurt Angle at Bound for Glory 2009. He stuck around till 2013 and made a couple of short-term returns after entering semi-retirement. Number 6,
Proves that, yeah, you need to like give people like time to improve. You can't just like write a person off. That's why I'm glad there's like so many other companies right now in the wrestling world, like AEW, just like a bundle, well, yeah, a bundle of them that are still around. And so, but New Japan right now, but thank God people get to prove they worth.
D'Lo Brown. People tend to forget, but D'Lo Brown was a pretty big star during WWE's Attitude Era. First as a member of the Nation of Domination, and then as Euro-Continental Champion, who feuded with the likes of Val Venus and Jeff Jarrett. After the tragic accident that left Droz paralyzed, however, D'Lo was never quite the same, and Brown became a bit part player, tagging with The Godfather and Chaz, as well as being sent to WWE's various developmental territories just to do something. Kicked out of Teddy Long's Thuggin' and Buggin' Enterprises group, a series of amazing and truly underrated matches with AJ Styles before having a run with AJ as a tag team. Brown left TNA for Japan a year later, but returned to the company as the vice president of Aces and Eights, while simultaneously working as a backstage agent. Number 5, Ken.
Man, that's good for D'Lo, bro. Man, D'Lo been underrated for all those years too, bro, and it's really unfair that they just treated him like that.
Anderson. It's amazing to think about now, but there were some who felt for a time that Mr. Kennedy could have been the next Steve Austin. Hell, even old Stone Cold himself was a fan and a mentor to Kennedy, who impressed with his confidence and his charisma while working with legends like The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. However, a series of unfortunate events, some of which Kennedy brought on himself, resulted in him leaving the company in acrimonious circumstances before he could truly live up to his potential. TNA was a natural landing spot, especially with Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff looking to add more star power now they had creative pull. And Ken Anderson debuted as the mystery opponent of Abyss at Genesis 2010. A big fish in a comparatively small pond, Anderson looked like a big-time player and quickly showed his worth during his program with Kurt Angle, which produced an outstanding cage match at Lockdown 2010. Ken wrestled all the top stars, including Jeff Hardy, Sting, and Rob Van Dam, and was good for 2 reigns as TNA World Champion before exiting the promotion in 2015. Number 4,
Man, yeah, it was so unfortunate for Mr. Kennedy, but I don't like to keep blaming it on the John Cena and the Randy Orton thing when he, kind of fucked up, I guess, and got chewed out backstage. But hey, a lot of unfortunate shit happens. That's just like mutual shit. I guess they had to part ways.
Taryn Terrell finished 4th in the 2007 WWE Diva Search, but was signed to a WWE developmental deal anyway, and duly reported to FCW. Renamed Tiffany, she was in Florida for just 4 months when she was brought up to the ECW brand as the assistant to the general manager Teddy Long, though she continued to learn the ropes in FCW throughout her main roster run. Tiffany looked to be getting something of a push on SmackDown in the summer of 2010, when she was first suspended and then released following an outside the ring incident with her then husband Drew McIntyre. Tia, a devout Christian, altered her perspective on wrestling, particularly her role as the leader of the risque Dollhouse stable, and she left TNA in 2016 to become a stunt performer in movies and TV shows. Number 3, Rhino.
Bro, that proves that like another person's fuck up is your asset. I'm not saying like they're the objects, but I'm saying that they go to another promotion to improve, bro. Bro, I literally fuck with that. I'm glad TNA take chances on people and giving them a good ass opportunity.
The early WWE career of Rhino, with a Y, featured some standout moments, from the Man-Beast winning the Hardcore and United States titles to working with the likes of The Rock and Chris Jericho, the latter of whom he memorably gored through the SmackDown set. After coming back from major neck surgery, however, the last ever ECW heavyweight champion, before WWE relaunched the brand in 2006, and we all know what happened there, had an up and down time of things before stop-start pushes and brand switches. Rhino was very much on the bubble when a regrettable incident during WrestleMania 21 weekend resulted in him getting released, and he finished up his commitments at the first ECW One Night Stand. A month later, Rhino, who dropped the Y for an I, made his TNA debut and immediately...
And that's a fucking weird loophole, bro. He could just change the Y to a I. Hey, a lot of people just ended up changing their name, but like if you can just figure out some type of way around that, bro, nigga, that shit is fire. That's a smart ass nigga too.
established himself as a main eventer before beating Jeff Jarrett to win the NWA World's Heavyweight title at Bound for Glory 2005. No longer a mid-carder floating aimlessly, Rhino was booked in major storylines against some of TNA's heavy hitters and did much good work during his 5-year run. He came back for another 5-year run during the Impact Wrestling years too. Number 2, Jerry Lynn. Like Rhino, Jerry Lynn was one of the highlights of the dying days of ECW. Unlike Rhino, the new effed show didn't really get to show the WWE audience what he was all about when he joined the company following ECW's collapse. He won the light heavyweight title on his televised debut. It was an episode of Sunday Night Heat that aired before Backlash 2001. It's about as good as it got, not to discount the somewhat infamous Judgment Day death metal grunge promo that he did. Jerry was unceremoniously canned after sustaining a major knee injury, but the former ECW heavyweight champ was a man in demand on the indies and was a natural fit for TNA, debuting on the promotion's second weekly pay-per-view. Lynn was an X-Division linchpin, working seamlessly with the new generation of high flyers such as AJ Styles, Low Key, and the Amazing Red, with whom he enjoyed a run as tag team champion. As well as working with up-and-comers in the ring, Jerry helped behind the scenes as a road agent and producer, and all told, he had a damn good 5-year run with the promotion, later returning in 2011 and 2013 for a handful of matches. And number 1, Christian Cage. You'd be hard-pressed and an idiot to call Christian's first WWE run a failure, considering the vast amount he accomplished in 7 or so years. But when he left in November of 2005, there was a sense that he hadn't gotten to the level that he perhaps should have. It seemed like he was gonna get there in the months before his departure, and he looked set to feud with WWE champion John Cena. That feud never fully materialized, however, and when
But I remember like having like a DVD disc that said like Raw is War 2, Raw is War 3, and then like I think some other episodes with Christian Cage and like facing off with John Cena on it. It was a lot of wrestling tapes I probably had. But like I played it, I remember this feud, I thought they were actually gonna wrestle. Just to know that they didn't like really do anything substantial pisses me off now. What the fuck?
WWE dropped him down the card and then asked him to sign a new contract with a pay cut, Captain Charisma opted to try his luck elsewhere.
Good, know your
Specifically
worth.
TNA, where Christian Cage quickly showed up looking to be the main eventer star he always believed he could be. Before Kurt Angle, Christian showing up in the Impact Zone was really the biggest jump a WWE star had made to the competition. And far from being mired in the mid-card, the
Hey man, this video really just proves that like if a company is not fucking with you and not like, kind of like pushing what you dishing out, go to another company and make sure you can prove your worth. And that proves that like nobody's meant to stay in the mid card forever just because like a company tells you that you're a mid carder or you're better fit here. You can go prove your worth to another company and trust. In the big 2025, well, finna be the 2026, there's a lot of fucking wrestling people, wrestling companies willing to pay you to be a top guy in a promotion, especially. And especially the indies. The indie people are having like better researches on the indies than ever. Shit, look at Killer Cross right now. That nigga just like opted out and making more money than he was right now. But hey, if you guys enjoyed that video and you want to see more WWE videos by me, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we on the road to 250.